Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Marks here, and after a bit of a break, we are back into Nemo's War episode number 4. Well, I've got a bit of a correction to make, and also a reminder that if you're here looking for a tutorial playthrough, maybe these videos aren't the best example. If any corrections need to be made, I'll try and make them in the video, or you can check the comments below where viewers or myself will have listed some errors I've made. I try to focus on storytelling as much as I can in my playthroughs, and it seems like nitpicking about the rules tends to take a back seat in order to keep the game fun and exciting for myself. I would much rather get drawn into the story and my imagination than drawn into a rulebook, you know what I mean? That being said, I've got a bit of a correction from the last episode that needs to be addressed. When I was attacked by the sea serpent last turn, in the combat sequence, I took 4 hits to my hull. What I neglected to do properly was allocate those hits to a random resource for each hit, just like it says here. The grave error that I made was that I put all of those hits on one random resource. That was the only major blunder from the last episode, and it did make for some high drama in the form of a near-death experience. But from now on, I believe I will do it the proper way, and for each hit, I should lose a random resource or destroy a Nautilus card upgrade as the rules dictate. I'm just going to leave the mistake unfixed. We'll just assume that the sea serpent nearly tore the hull off of the Nautilus. Let's proceed with this episode's first event phase. Act 3. The Nautilus went at a frightful pace, 40 miles an hour. It literally tore through the water. Where was Captain Nemo? Had he succumbed? Were his companions dead with him? Alright, so here's a second intermission. We can change Nemo's motive or add a Nautilus upgrade card for purchase. I don't think we are going to change his motive. He's on the warpath, and he's going to continue to bring down some dirty naval vessels. Anyway, we do get to add the orange reinforcement ship group, and now we increase our die rolling. Now we get 3 dice and a black dice for placement phase. So there's going to be a large acceleration of ships on the hunt for the Nautilus. Well, we're not going to change Nemo's motive, so we do get to draw a new upgrade card. And what is it going to be? Arcane Library. It's not bad. It's cheap to build, but it doesn't exactly suit our warlike tendencies. The orange ship group. The next group of warships on the hunt for the Nautilus. Here we have the Hercules from Britain. We've got the Prince Albert Ironside from Britain also. The Captain, also from Great Britain. And the König Wilhelm. That's Germany, I believe. At least I'm going from assuming that the name is German anyway. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's German. Anyway, these dudes are now on the hunt for Captain Nemo. Continuing on with the event phase. Captain Nemo's Diaries. For my part, I did not wish to bury with me my curious and novel studies. I had now the power to write the true book of the sea, and this book, sooner or later, I wished to see daylight. So it's a keep card, and it is for after the finale, so we will wait until then to resolve its effect. Now the placement phase. What do we got here? We got 2, 3, 4, and 5. That puts ships in the Eastern Pacific, the North and South Atlantic, and the European Sea. 3 action points for Nemo. Our hull is still in pretty bad shape here. I think we're going to have to try a repair action. Well, we can risk our crew here going outside to try and repair that damaged hull. So that gives us a +2. Also, that was 2 action points. We're down to 1 action point. Let's see how we do. 7, 8, 9. 9 is a success. Regular maintenance. We gain 1 hull back. The sound of riveting metal travels far and deep under the waves. I think we'll use this treasure we have found in order to gain an action. And we are going to do some movement here. Nemo sets course for the waters of the South Atlantic. That's 2 action points. Time for the next turn's event. A frigate's demise. 2 enormous waterspouts crashed onto the deck of the frigate, racing like a torrent from stem to stern, toppling crewmen, breaking spare masts, and yardarms from their lashings. Alright, so now we get to add the black background frigate to the Nautilus Curse Ocean and fight it immediately. Oh, someone has found us, and it is the Glasgow from Britain. Not too threatening. I think we can handle this. The Glasgow gets to make the first attack here. They get a 2d6 roll. Well, let's see how they do. They don't have a great chance. No, they don't. That's a miss for them. Now, we do get to treat the Glasgow as it's a free stock attack, and I think we will risk the crew once again for +2, giving a +2 to our roll. We still need a 9. Let's see how we fare. Let's ram. Ramming speed! 10. Yes, that's a hit. I really like it when they come running into trouble like that. The Glasgow goes down. Let's make our placement roll here. 1, 2, 4, and 4. That puts ships in the Western and Eastern Pacific. Things are getting busy. As well as 2 in the South Pacific, the South Atlantic. But there is none of room, so adjacency rules. There is a ship on Cape Horn looking around, or perhaps they're just doing some innocent merchant shipping. Who's to say? I think we're going to find out shortly. That roll giving us 3 action points to play with this turn. With our first action point here, Nemo is on the warpath once again. We are going to use a bold attack in order to keep our notoriety point down. Using our periscope device, just to review, we no longer gain a notoriety between consecutive bold attacks. So, in order to keep our notoriety down and a successive amount of attacks, let's do a bold attack. What have we got here? Who's the first target? The Royal Adelaide, a British freighter. The Royal Adelaide is built pretty sturdy. We need a 10 to get through that thick hull. We're going to use our crew as motivation, giving us a +2 to our roll. Let's see how we do here. Oh, not good. That is 3 + 2 is 5. That is a dastardly fail. We managed to roll a 1, so we only lose 1 of our crew in the assault. Well, that wasn't very good. Let's try that again. That Adelaide, I'm angry now. Let's try another attack on that Royal Adelaide. Also, we gained a notoriety for missing last turn. I guess word got around that maybe Nemo isn't as proficient as he likes to think he is. Anyway, we're going to risk our crew once again. It is the last +2. We can't miss. They're still fit, but they're on the verge of tired. So let's roll. We need a 10. Come on. 3 and 2. Ugh, +2 is a 7. That is another failure. And because of that roll, we lose 2 more crew in the attack on the Adelaide. Oh man, we are losing crew big time, and we are nearing defeat once again. Time to retreat and lick our wounds. Look at the Royal Adelaide. It has managed to stave off 2 attacks from the Nautilus. We still have 1 action point, but I think we are going to drop down to the bottom of the ocean where we are under no threat from surface vessels. Where perhaps next turn we can hope for a lull turn and try and get some repairs or some rest in for our crew. Things are not looking that great. We still have some of our main officers to lean on in case, but there was nothing that could have helped with the rolls against the Adelaide there. So we're going to bank our 1 action point and proceed to the next turn. A shortage of air. Oh dear, this doesn't sound good. How long, I asked, will the oxygen in the air tanks enable us to breathe on board? The captain looked me straight in the eye. After tomorrow, he said, the air tanks will be empty. Oh God. So, we gotta test our crew who are already in tired level. They only get a +1. And if I fail, I either lose a crew or I can skip this turn's action phase. Oh dear. Shortage of air is having a deleterious effect on our crew here. So our already tired crew now must deal with a air leak aboard the Nautilus. Alright, the crew frantically tries to patch up the holes in the Nemo's hull and get some air back into their lungs. Let's roll the dice. We get a +1 to our roll here. 11, 12, thank you. Our heroic crew has managed to save themselves from asphyxiation. Let's jump right into the placement phase here. This is going to be critical. There's not a lot of room left. What do we got here? 2, 4, 6, and 3. So the Eastern Pacific is full, so traffic spills over into the Central Pacific, as well as some rumored explorations into the Arctic Ocean. Well, the South Atlantic and adjacent oceans are all full, so we got to reveal a new ship. It is the Repulse capital ship from Britain. And where are we going to put it? I think we're going to put it right next to the Royal Adelaide in the South Atlantic there. It's a pretty tough ship. And for the last placement, it is in the Indian Ocean here, but it is full, and there's only 2 adjacent openings here in the European seas over and in the Western Pacific as well. I think we're going to pick Western Pacific just because there is one more opening in the Central Pacific here. But now there are only 2 openings left in the whole of the seas here, so that is going to mean more ships are going to be making themselves visible to the Nautilus here. All that surface activity gives Nemo 2 action points to play with this turn. Nemo orders his ship to attack the Royal Adelaide. We'll use a stock attack, at least we'll get a +1 this time. Nemo will be the inspiration for this attack. With Nemo's +2 and our stock attack of +1, that gives us a total +3. Let's see how we fare here. 9er +3 is a 12. Finally, the Royal Adelaide goes down in a blaze. Blub, 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 blub. Just a reminder, I did forget to have a -1 as a dice roll modifier because of the warship that's present in that ocean, but it wouldn't have had any effect. I still sunk the Royal Adelaide. No harm, no foul. I guess not to me. All the harm and all the foul went to them. Ha ha ha! Now I still have 2 action points left here, but because my crew and hull are so weak right now, I think I'm going to bank the 2, and really I'm looking for a lull turn so I can get these down to cost 1, the rest repair and refit. Everything down to a 1 cost, that way I can get a whole bunch done in 1 turn. Otherwise, I'm blowing 2 action points just to do a rest action this turn. So I think I'll cross my fingers on the next turn. Maybe I'll roll a lull. Next adventure phase. Ooh, magnetic mines. In the Nautilus's laboratory, Captain Nemo worked to counter the growing number of armored warships. I see. So if we pass this test, I guess Nemo was doing some research in his lab to try and discover the secret of magnetic mines. If we pass, then we get to keep this as a upgrade card. Cool. Okay, I will definitely risk Captain Nemo. He's got a +2. He's very determined right now. But our hull, are we going to test some magnetic mines against our hull? We get an additional +1. We can risk 2 is what I'm saying. But do I want to? If I fail, we are already kind of leaky right now. I think, you know what, I don't want to risk it. I'm just going to go with Captain Nemo's determination. Get a +2. Let's roll good. Come on. Yes, 4 and 5 and 9 or 11. That's a pass. Excellent. We have now gained the use of magnetic mines. Let's roll for placement. Oh, good. 1, 3, 4, and 3. That means I'm going to take a lull turn. Right on. So first of all, a shipping traffic overflows into the Central Pacific from the Western Pacific, and we get a double placement in the South Atlantic. First a hidden ship, and then we need to reveal everything else is all filled up. So what do we got here? It's the Knaz-Balsarsky, a battleship, Russian battleship. It is a bad boy. Oh dear, so I get to place this anywhere I want. Seems like word travels fast where the location of Nemo is now. And the Russians quickly sent out one of their best warships, looks like. I think we're going to place it up here in the North Atlantic just to spread things out. Also, we get to place some treasure in the Doubles Ocean, as far as that's... Oh wait, that's not the Doubles Oceans. Oh boy, I messed up. The Doubles was the Double 3, so that's the North Atlantic. It doesn't affect the placement at all, but the treasure does show up there. Now, another thing we have to do is check uprisings on lull turns, so the Imperialists are trying to suppress some of the uprisings that are going on. We add the two... we add uprising cubes plus the amount of revealed ships. That's 2, and we roll against that 2 to see what the effect is. So if we roll greater than or equal to a 2, in this case, there's going to be no effect. So, oh yeah, so no effect this time. Now we need to also check for the Indian Ocean. There is a uprising in Abyssinia going on, but there's no point, there's no revealed ships, so that would mean we have to roll a 1 or greater. Well, on a d6 we can't roll a 0. Ugh. The uprising continues. Well, we're going to use 1 action point, and the first thing we're going to do is try and rest up our crew and try and regain some crew here. Let's see how we do. Alright, we'll use Nemo's determination to try and inspire his crew. That gives us a +2, and that gives us a total of 8. An 8 on the success table gives us a suspected result. We gain a crew, but we also gain a notoriety. I should also mention, I don't know if I mentioned before, I'm a bit colorblind, so I had trouble differentiating which colors was which, but I believe all these results are red, which would then result in a loss of your wagered ship resources. And I think I goofed on that before because I thought this was red, but that's my color blindness talking. Anyway, not happening this time. Gain a crew, gain a notoriety. Slowly creeping up here on the notoriety track. We've slowed down since the first few assaults that we were doing, but now we're trying to keep things quiet. I think we're popular enough. And with our last action point this turn, we are going to try the repair action. Let's get that hull finally up and running to at least moderately new levels after... We still haven't really recovered from that Sea Serpent assault, but anyway, let's see how we do. Once again, using Nemo's determination to try and inspire the repair of the hull. Let's roll to give it +2. What do we got here? 6, 7, 8 again. An 8 gives us an expensive result. We do gain a hull, putting us back up to seaworthy, but we are going to have to use some treasure to pay for the repairs. I think we're going to draw this episode to a close now. Just a quick overview of the board. You can see how much, we were getting pretty low and almost at defeat. We don't want to lose our crew to death or our hull to destruction. Oh, that should be up here. And our notoriety is about, I don't know, just under, maybe around 2/3 maxed out here. Defeat would be up here at 51. So, we still have a ways to go. I do believe there's still quite a stack of adventure cards here. And, yeah. So I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be, but we are definitely over halfway through this game, I'd assume. I don't think we're doing that great, honestly. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell with this game. You can't really know until the end, but I don't feel like I've been doing enough. And these last little while, it's just been trying to lick my wounds too much and spending too much time trying to survive. But that's how it is, I guess. Sometimes the roll of the dice is not always in your favor. Sometimes when you gamble, you lose. Anyway, let's say thank you for watching. This has been episode number 4, and this is Marks here. And just want to say thank you once again, and hopefully you'll tune in to the next episode of Nemo's War. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.